Hello! Today I would like to present you quite interesting device that was used by military for detecting chemical warfare agents. Recently I trained using absolutely beautiful spectrophotometer that was handheld and allow you to detect different substances. But I saw this vintage machine and I decided to make a video about it. It was made in Russia, but those devices were used in the whole Warsaw Pact, and I believe there are still used in Polish army, and that's because I see paperwork that go toward purchasing chemical supplies for it, so I believe still those units are in service. Model number is GSP-11 and it was manufactured in 1968. I believe that because the date is a little bit scraped. It is capable of detecting a lot of different chemical warfare agents that was commonly used back then. For example, sarin and everything that is based on organophosphorus compound. Back then, for detecting those type of chemical warfare agents, you would be using a small glass tube that contained inside a reactive chemical and air sampling pump. You put the tube into the pump, then you pump it, the air go through it, and it change color. But as you can see, it is totally manual operation. They were later designed pumps that are working on DC power supply, so you can power them from vehicle and you do not need to pump it, but it is a very manual process. This is automatic gas detector, so that's mean you can mount it on vehicle. So you are just driving around, you hear that device start beeping and sounding alarm. Then you can make a manual test by pump and recognize what kind of concentration of those chemicals are present. So absolutely beautiful device. And also I believe it was used in like a shelter, so you know what's going to happen outside. It is quite beefy device, extremely heavy as you might expect. I believe it is a tube operated because in the spare kit set I just see an electron tube. First and the biggest problem is powering that device. As you can see, we've got this multi-pin plug. Here is cable that was used for powering it on, and you attach one end into the device, the other end go into wooden box that's got lot of, I believe, nickel cadmium cells, wet type, and it pull different kind of voltages for that device. It was basically using multiple voltages, that's why we've got so many pins. As you can see by those latches, the enclosure is hermetic. Here we've got top with handle for carrying. Here we've got other end. On other side we've got another output, and it allow us to connecting that type of socket. As you can see, you can attach different equipment here, and that end go into that connector. Just like that, you would screw it in. We've got a lot of different buttons that are protected by those rubber seal. So as you can see, most likely that was to allow this device to be decontaminated and to make sure the air sampling will go only through that inlet. This is also a button. We've got some sort of control window that allow us to inspect. And there we've got, let me find a good angle, we've got a lot of light indicators with different colors that are going to tell you what the status is. Let's try to open this device because it is quite interesting inside. We go like this. And this is what we've got inside. It looks pretty complicated, but I believe the principle is quite easy to understand. I've got no documentation, but I'm basing that knowledge on modern devices. And here we've got our air sampling tube. Most likely we've got some sort of filter, and that air go through here. And as you can see, we've got that ribbon tape that looks like a material one. And we've got those elements that are going to most likely contain some sort of chemical compound that is going to just change color after being exposed to the chemical substance. I don't know that, this is my assumption. Then we are going to most likely have some sort of light emitting element and corresponding sensor, and it's going to just detect the change of color. I believe this is how this device is working, but as I'm telling you, I do not have any paperwork, so maybe I'm wrong. So here we've got our tape, here we've got the compound that is going to be most likely applied into the tape. That looks like a drip tray, so maybe if there will be too much, it's going to be going there. Then we've got our control window that is going somewhere here. Maybe that's going to be showing the airflow. That looks like some sort of filter inside. That looks a little bit like a buzzer. Here we've got some sort of adjustment and a lot of different controls. Behind of those, I'm pretty sure we are going to find just a bulb. Yes, this is just a standard bulb, so they are going to be lit and visible through that glass window. I deeply believe that those elements are heaters that are going to keep a constant equal temp, even if we are going to get any changes outside, so we are going to get the exactly same working condition. Here we've got some quite interesting tool, most likely to open the ampule with the solution for that device, so it is a quite interesting tool. Looks like there is something missing. Maybe there was a chemical compound, because I'm going to show you that in a second. Maybe it was designed to store one of those. I have absolutely no idea if this is how it should go, but it looks like it fits, so maybe you can have a spare one. Then you need to open the ampule, you would grab that tool and you would cut it by using those cutters, like very similar to cutting glass. That's how this device is presenting. I'm very sorry, because it is too old for me and I was not trained on that, so I've got absolutely no idea, and the Russian language is not helping me. But let's take a look at the spare parts and the chemical compound that came with this unit. Our device came with this set of wooden crate, and inside we've got a spare parts and the exploitation materials. Let's start with this one, with the small one, and that's because we've got a content. If you know Russian and there is anything interesting, that you are welcome to post in comment. This is how it looks like. And let's see what we've got. This set looks like a spare parts. Let's see, do we've got anything interesting? We've got those bottles that most likely are used for containing our detecting chemical agents. So we've got two of them for two different chemical compounds. Here we've got this beautiful wrench. Just take a look how beautiful it is. Here we've got a different one. Just take a look. A tiny one. This is really nice. We've got some tape. That's not look like the tape that was used, so maybe it is just a some sort of insulating tape. This is not for the detector. We've got that device, hollow tube with that like cleaning brush. Maybe it's for cleaning some sort of sensor. Let's take a look. What else do we've got? We've got that element that looks like is being used for attaching tube. Maybe this is for sampling external air. So if we are going to get our device, let me prove something. I believe that element is going to be replaced with that one, and here we can attach air sampling tube. So if that's going to be on shelter, then you can sample air from outside. This is what I believe. We've got more of that tape. Let's take a look what we've got over here. Over there we've got just a regular bulbs. A lot of bulbs, absolutely beautiful. Here I can see an electron lamp. Let's take a look. Is this something common? Yeah, I do not recognize those markings. But yeah, it is an electron tube. Looks like it's brand new because I cannot see darkening on any side. Here we've got also something. Let's take a look what we've got inside. Looks like some sort of seals or maybe a distance. Here we've got also something interesting. Yeah, looks like it's just a cloth. I hope it's not soaked in something hazardous, because that would not be funny. And here we've got something else. Let's take a look. And we've got a tool. So that was set for first aid field repairs. We've got some sort of basic spare parts, and let's attach it here. And those elements. So this is clearly for fixing. If we've got something not working properly, then you would grab that set and you can correct it. And here we've got something that is used more for everyday operation, that is being called a consumables. We've got a lot of those bottles, but they are thankfully empty. I'm not sure if there should be something, because sometimes in those type of kits you've got just a for sampling. Yeah, here we've got something. I don't like it. Yeah, very not nice. I hope it's not toxic. Here we've got other one. So someone was using it. That looks like a filter. That looks like a filter. That also might be a filter. Let's see what we've got. Here we've got a chemical agent that is going to be for detector. And we've got a second one, because we had two of those. Yeah, that looks like hazardous, but thankfully it's empty, so we are safe. That is going to be most likely our tape. Yes, it is our ribbon tape. We've got more of those. I believe this is their place, just like that. We've got more vials of that substance, more tape, another compound. Those are empty, empty, empty. So this is how it looks like. It's make absolutely beautiful collectible piece, and I'm pretty sure that it's being still in service. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you find that interesting. See you next time, and bye bye.